Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about my time as an environmentalist in Civic Mirror. My time on Civic Mirror was pretty short-lived because I had a 2-week hiatus and a lot of music trips that caused me to lose out on some progress in the game. That was definitely pretty hard. I was also given the least amount of money out of anyone in the class, which means that while everyone was fighting for security and power and healthcare, I was scraping it together, trying to do what I could to maintain my family. I bought us a mansion, but I had to sell it in 2001 to pay taxes. And I started renting from Lydia, who was very kind and gave me a very nice deal. Because of how in 2000, my son, Dorcas Gloop, died of starvation, and that sort of shocked me. My beloved son was gone, so I kind of shifted into a bit of a bystander, trying to protect the rest of my family. Yeah. Sorry. My other classmates were not the most responsible either, even though Lydia offered me $600, power, and housing for a year in exchange for my mansion, just because I had no money, because she's very kind. Or even if Zoya repeatedly went around that first year to make sure everybody had food. People like Jack or Henry or Yusip and others repeatedly did not show responsible citizenship, often prioritizing their own needs above everyone else's, hoarding power, suing people for no reason, and quite literally stealing from private citizens and the government really show their carelessness for the others. So our country was originally a liberal-leaning government, with both Kira and Jack seemingly being a good enough leader. But near the end of Jack's presidency, prime ministership, everything kind of blew up, with Jack being exposed for embezzlement and corruption of some kind. And of course, in 2002, Cassidy won a fascist government, legally, by landslide. She gained control of the government, and we lost the game. I don't know if there's a way to lose Civic Mirror. We definitely lost, though. That was not what was supposed to happen. They should make it like a no fascist law or something. One law that we did have, though, was no vandalism, thanks to me. Because deliberately vandalizing is really bad for the environment, costly, and it's very useless in the long run. So it was illegal here, and the punishment for the crime in Houma was a bag of popcorn. And in Canada, it's up to 10 years if something is over $5,000, like the repairs, or up to 2 years if it's under. Yeah, this is a checkpoint, okay? Miss Picker, if you're reading this, if you're watching the whole video, tell me what food this is. It's A&W poutine. It's the best poutine in the world. An event that happened in Houma was the completely legal and fair election of Cassidy and Rao as the prime minister, and it definitely mirrored Donald Trump in his ride to power in America. You know, Cassidy was voted in by a landslide after she initially failed to make it on government in her first year. Post everything with Jack, she seemed like the wisest option over Noah and Raph. You know, she was trusted, she was intelligent, she's hardworking, she's very pretty, she's a good student, and people, they trusted her. Little did we know that she was actually the fascist and immediately corrupted the entire legal system. This also mirrors Donald Trump, because even though he failed, he won, and then he failed, and then he won again. He came back and he won by a pretty wide margin. And now in America, Trump is approving pretty much every legislation he sees, and he's messing up their tumultuous country's laws even more. That's great, and very much is what I think would be happening in Houma if it was a real country. So, yeah. What I realize is that in our government, we never really know what goes on behind the scenes for our world leaders. The corruption and fascism that occurs. I also gained an understanding of our legal system, of how if you control the courtroom, you control the government. And regarding human nature, I also gained an understanding that it's important to support each other. And when else fails, we can rely on each other to get through everything. And even when it seems like there's nothing we can do because our government is ruined, people will still find a way to try and rebel. Civic Mirror has changed my views on my role in this classroom by showing me that I cannot just blindly trust my friends with anything, because some of my friends are fascists. And finally, if there was anything I would have changed, to be honest, I don't think I would have changed anything about our run. I think I learned a lot, and I genuinely had a really good time, and I wouldn't change anything for the world, even though we lost. That's okay. If I changed anything, though, I probably would have maybe done a little more vandalism. I wanted to do some more. Like, I wanted to, like, more before I got sued. I feel like I only got to do a little something. Yeah, I also might have wanted to be on government. Yeah. Okay, thank you.